All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. Make sure the sound is coming through okay here. Awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Greetings, fellow traders. All right, so today we're going to be continuing our discussion, finishing our discussion this week for on day trading the VWAP. And today we're going to be talking about crossovers, pretty cool tool. Some of our members use this. Some of our popular members like to use this tool, so it's a good one. It's a good one. So before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, well, let's check out. First, we're going to see how we left off in the market today. And then we'll go through the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So happy Thursday, everybody. One more trading day left in the week, and what a day it was this week as we finished up 32 points on bad job numbers. Imagine that. So anyway, so monthly chart, doji so far. About half a month left in this candle, and still below. Got back below that mid Bollinger Band here in the monthly. It'd be nice if we can get back above it with a hammer and try to work our way back up, but it's a little bit tough, even when job numbers are rough and everything like that. So, but they bought the dip on those bad job numbers again. So here we are. So weekly chart. They pulled it back up, right? It was looking pretty bleak earlier, right? As we're still below the shooting star candle here on the weekly chart, right? So this shooting star ended up filling the gap, right? Found a little bit of resistance here at the Harami cross level right there, right? And we gapped down below it, or we pushed down below it this week, the week before, and then they bought a lot of it back. And then this week we ended up down below it a little bit yesterday, and even today we really pushed down. They really rallied it up into the end of the day today. So let's take a look at that candle here. So you can see we basically have just shifted the trend box to be a little bit bigger, right? These are frustrating, right? It's like when you're expecting a trend change, right? You really want these things to confirm, right? So what, like we say, is we look for momentum moves to the downside, as these trend boxes get bigger, and then of course we wait for a close below the trend box to look for a potential overnight, to try to ride this thing a little bit lower. So that's what we're seeing here. We're just seeing these lower shadows, right? So it keeps on expanding the trend box a little bit. So it keeps on making that pivot, that turning point pivot bigger, right? So if they can keep rallying this up, we're below the 80 EMA, but it's above the 21 today. I mean, this is a huge day today, guys. And they came at it in the futures with a lot of volume today. So we ended up holding the bottom of the cloud and really pushing up off of it today. It was pretty impressive stuff. If you go to the 15-minute chart, this is how they did it. And it was fun. Like I said, that momentum move, right? That momentum move through those levels, right? The low of the day, yesterday's lower shadow, right? It was great, right? At the open, right? We had some short opportunities on the live stream this morning. Some members took some good shorts on other stocks like Boeing, things like that. And then it was done, right? So, I mean, it basically, Boeing, for instance, like filled its gap and then reversed its way up, and the market just moved its way up too. So, got back above the 15 orb low with some authority, a little bit of an upper shadow, got back above the 80 EMA, push, gave you a 15 orb break, and this is some complex price action today. It really was. Lots of upper shadows, really, really tricky, trying to evaluate levels, a lot of tight levels from yesterday. See all this gobbledygook here? We were in that gobbledygook here again today, right? And then we had a double inside 15, okay? Double inside candle right at the 15 orb high. If we break above that, typically you'll see some movement to the upside. And they gave a nice little push off of that, and then still some gobbledygook. They gave you one more inside 15. They're like, nope, we want above it. And they got above the mess right here. I mean, this was a mess, right? So got above that, inside up right there. So another move up. And then it was like, they coming back down? No. Right? They didn't. They got back below the 80 EMA, but they came back in with another inside candle, and they ripped it into the close. It was tough. It was a complex price action. Really, the best moves today were later in the day. I mean, you had a nice short at the open, but buying that dip was tough, right? Getting into this mess. Double inside 15 up is one clear move. That pullback right here, and then this one up here gave you another opportunity on that. So nice geometric move right here, right? Bull flag, boom, to the upside. So quite a day today, as they did it, right? They worked their way back up. So on bad job numbers, and the volume was incredible. We'll take a look at the futures in a few moments. But so here's the levels that we provide to our members before each market. These do help us navigate each day, right? So once we got below here, this level, this S1 level, and below the 15 or below this nice candle right here, that was like boom, nice move to the downside, right? And then from there, bought the dip, right? Inside candle up, right? This is what essentially your double inside 15 area right here. That worked its way up, and then this strong candle here projected to move to the next level, right? Pull back and then up again. So pretty impressive stuff. So let's take a look at the futures and see what they're up to here tonight. So one of the things you look at here is just the volume that came in today on these up moves was pretty incredible, right? We typically don't see this kind of volume, unless they're going to try to do breakout moves today, right? So each dip was really viable today. I mean, just big volume on these, like 39,000 on this candle right here, right? This candle right here, 33,000 volume. It just shows they're buying, right? They're buying today. So it was like it's pretty crazy. This was the down move here after the job numbers at 8:30. Right, and then they push it down a little bit into the open, right? So it was like, okay, we're going to be bearish, and they're like, nope, we're going to buy it up with some power, and so they did. And then look at this volume here on the S&P futures. Look at this, right into the end of the day. Right at the end of the day, that last 5, they just loaded up at the end of the day. I mean, pretty amazing stuff right there. They usually put a lot of volume there, but it was just interesting. So now here we are after hours, and we're kind of in the we're kind of chopping around here a little bit. So so we got a couple things going on. We got this big level right here. So a big channel from today is really ultimately what happened here on the futures, right? So we got this going on here, right? We broke above that, a little bit down below it right now. So futures are down 75 cents. Ooh. And so we're going to see how they hold tonight, right? We got the high of the evening right here to see if we can get above that. And right now we're holding these support levels right now. So we're basically essentially in the chop zone right here. A little bit of a trend box lower here. If we flush below this level, we might start seeing some of these levels get tested. But we'll see how this channel holds throughout the rest of the evening. So good stuff. All right. Well, let's go to the topic right here. So the topic here today is day trading the VWAP and today we're going to talk about crossover. So we talked about a lot of cool things about the VWAP this week, and today we're going to talk about crossover technique. So let's just do it right here. Let's go with the S&P futures here from the last day or so, and let's slap a VWAP on here. Okay. So let's get the VWAP on here. All right, so there's your VWAP line, right? So it's a pretty impressive tool, right? We've talked about it. If you're below it, right, we tend to stay bearish. When they pushed up today, right, that inside up right there, that was very bullish. Look at that. We pulled right back to the VWAP, worked our way up today, okay? So some folks, right, they don't like to go long until they're above the VWAP. And so one thing you can do is you can do a crossover technique, and we've talked about this a little bit before, is go ahead and put an exponential moving average on here. And a lot of folks like to use the 5 EMA, right? So the 5-minute exponential moving average. So that's going to pop up here as a blue candle. And a lot of times, folks like to see this when we get that crossover. They like to, especially if you're trading shares, right? This is confirmation that this thing is ready, right? So here you can see we have the inside 5 up right here. But if you wait a little bit longer until that VWAP comes up, right, then you've crossed over the VWAP here. And that's a nice area for an entry. It's a little bit tricky here on this candle, right? So you'd want confirmation above that or a pullback to that moving average, and then you get your move going, right? And so here again, here's another pullback here to the VWAP. There was no crossover at this point here, but then you could just kind of 5 EMA kind of shows you that, kind of projects that move up a little bit. Let's take a look at some other techniques here. A couple other moments where this thing, over the last night, right, where it kind of came into play, right? So we had one push up right here. Right, and then it was tough, right? So a little bit of a pullback to the 5 EMA, and then you got a long right here for a few points here on the ES. But then when it crossed down, right, this is a nice cross down. Then it gave you this inside 5 right here for a nice breakdown on that, right? Crossover up here, no confirmation. Cross back down, push back down, right? Move up right here over the VWAP, nice inside 5 up, breakdown here. Work its way down. So a lot of folks like to do that. It's again, you can use price, you can use your price candles, but a lot of folks like to that trade with the VWAP like to use this 5 EMA as a confirmation move that price is ready to go, and then they can kind of trail with that. So cool technique, right? You could look at it on some other tools too. Like we talked about the anchored VWAP this week. So if we go back to the let's say like the SPY, and we go to a clean daily chart here. And we have let's say we put our anchored VWAP on here. Let's go the bar chart right here. Okay, so if we go to remember the anchored VWAP here, if we put it at the highs. Okay, so let's get that on there. 219, so we go here. This one, I believe this is the one here. Yep. should give us a it should give us an anchor VWAP on oh, wrong day. 19. 1 second. Okay, so there's your anchored VWAP on that one, and then what you can do is you can put your 5 EMA here on the daily chart. There you can kind of see what happens, right? So right here, right on the daily chart, once that 5 EMA got above and confirmed above, right, you can look for a bullish position on that, right? So here, you know, potential move off of this one here off the lows, get a nice little spike up to the upside, and then you continue to remain, you know, look for bullish setups as that 5 EMA crosses over the VWAP, that anchored VWAP to the top. So it kind of gives you a nice cool view of it using the crossovers. Personally, I prefer just evaluating price and its price action around the VWAP, but it is a cool tool that you can use. And hopefully you guys find that helpful. And at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window. We'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have one more awesome trading day this week, which will be tomorrow. So good stuff. Good. So we had a few come in here. So Shirley sent in some by email. So let's take a look here and see what's on the radar here tonight. So we have Dominion Energy. So a lot of these energy stocks have had some interesting news. Some interesting earnings recently, but the Dominion's having trouble, right? It's struggling with its 200 moving average right here, so just be careful with that, Shirley. I'd like to see it get above there and confirm above that. This is crazy old drawing that I can't seem to remove, so I'm just going to remove all this. Maybe I can do a clear drawing set. 1 second. There we go. Okay, good. So yeah, so just keep an eye on this one, see if we can get over its 200-day moving average. EXR. Okay, so EXR downtrending for sure. So a little bit of a lower shadow right here. So we'll see if that can hold. It's interesting. I got a lot of alerts going off here tonight. So let's see if that can hold. Again, it broke above this way, right? We broke down below it, broke its trend box low, and it's basically trying to confirm lower here. It's just this is a very tricky one to trade here, Shirley. So we're below this geometric line. We're below the upper trend line. Let's see if it can hold there. Low volume today on the bounce. So look to see if that does break down. You may see some more downside on that one. BEL. Okay, yeah, that's kind of interesting right here. This is like some kind of one of those weird ones. I probably wouldn't mess with this one here. VTR. Downtrending too. So nice declining 50 moving average. Looks a lot like a geometric line right here, kind of hugging a kind of that move down here. So bearish here until proven otherwise, but you can kind of look at it as a triangle in the works right here. So if it breaks down below these lows, just kind of look out below on that one. And then Intel's, yeah, so this is kind of an interesting one too, but just pretty weak right here, below the trend line. Earnings coming up, 30's kind of penny stock type thing, so I would just kind of be careful with that one. So good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. What day? Absolutely, it was something else. Can we take a look at the NQ? We sure can. So let's look at the Nasdaq Futures. Down 8 points right now, kind of holding on to the 80 EMA right here. So it tried today, intraday, it got back above its trend line, right? So we just want to see if it gets any more strength here, can get back above that. See how it holds that 80 EMA, which is kind of flattening out right there. Google. The NQ Google. Let's say Google. All right, so Google here, nice geometric line right here. It's kind of working on like this sideways type move. Nice reclaim today. They bought the dip on a lot of things today, so Google is one of them. Google is such a challenge to trade, both with the shares and the options, just because the spreads get so ridiculous on both the shares and the options. But I like how it's kind of bounced off that 21 EMA area. It came right to the 80 EMA, so just watch to make sure that doesn't serve as resistance there. Netflix is pretty wild, so we had some members that did well on this one this morning on the live stream this morning in the private Twitter. So this gave we looked at this one, we pointed this one out as a strong move as it attacked the all-time highs today, and definitely gave a nice scalp opportunity at the open. It did leave an upper shadow here after its fresh all-time highs. So you guys know Netflix likes to do this for a while. Like here, it took forever to break out of these areas right here. I mean, just like forever, right? And finally got out right here, then it pulled back a little bit. Now it might be trying to mess again with these all-time highs. A little bit tricky on Netflix, but it showed a lot of strength at the open today, and so sometimes it's good for a day trade. Tesla, Should be an interesting one here, guys. Inside day, right? As it, so I think Tesla's going to be showing some strength here. So let's see if we can break that inside day up tomorrow and try to work its way up to that geometric line on that one. So good stuff. Yeah, Mike, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in. Dylan sent a few in via Twitter. So let's see. We've got Chewy. Chewy with an inside day today, right? So it looked like it was really setting up to work its way down here to the 50 moving average, and they just kept buying the dip on it. And after that, once you see something that can't break down like that, these things can start to get strong. So down 48 cents today, but inside day today. So see if we can break that to the upside, and it might try to claw its way up to back to all-time highs. Paganini, PagSeguro Digital, yeah. So interesting one as well. It held its 50-day mover, just kind of a spinning top here in the cloud. Just kind of use that as kind of like your guideline levels right there. If it breaks down below these lows, you might have a cloud breakdown, and then we'll see how it goes into earnings on that one. PayC. Looking pretty interesting, right? So, definitely seeing, some nice geometric level right here, possibly a sideways head and shoulders in the work. You might get a pop out of that in like a couple of weeks. But it did hold on to its 200-day today. It's right at the top of the clouds. Let's see if we can try to work its way up and at least tag that line and see if it gives you any interesting setups on that one. LIPR. Not sure which one that is, but DPZ. Let's see. So DP, and I might have written it down wrong. Sorry, Dylan. DPZ just kind of pushing its way down a little bit. Had a nice candle yesterday. Barely any follow through today, which really stinks. And then it pulled back down here to the 80 MA. So see if it holds that, and maybe is gearing up for just kind of a bigger cup and handle-ish type move. Really, the key level is getting over those highs right there. So that was kind of the hope that it would get up there and tag that today, and it just couldn't do it. It's a tough one to trade. It's a challenging one with spreads on options, but it gave a shot today. ZEK AMAT. How's it going, man? We're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. So decent move today. They had earnings. It's after hours, right? Yeah, so let's see how that's behaving here after hours. Yeah, up nicely here after hours up there. Hit 57 on that one. So that's going to come up about in this area right here. So that could be interesting, right? There's definitely a closing gap up here that might want to get tested. It's still below some major pivots here. So it could give a lot of different moves yesterday. Just kind of see what kind of strength we get into it tomorrow. But nice candle leading up to it into those earnings and a big, nice gap up. The XLF, epic squeeze today after it's been super duper bearish. Now, anybody who was short the last couple days in the banks, had plenty of opportunity to grab profit here today, and then it just reversed like amazing. Right? The financials and the semiconductors just kind of led this thing back up again today. This market just so powerful. So big move on the XLF today as it held its 15-order below, and just really, really strong price action today on the XLF. So see if we get. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some follow through in that one tomorrow. NEM was super strong today. And we had some members that did well on this one intraday. Strong close, got above these levels, looks good. I love where it is. Just epic move at the open, and they gave you some choppy price action intraday. But let's see if we can get more push off of that candle into tomorrow. And then Riot. What's this thing? This is penny stock. Wow, it's starting to perk up again. Yeah, I think I heard some news on this one recently. Nice candle yesterday off of an inside day. And then they gapped it up and just pushed it today. Just a nice move on that one. So yes, can you keep an eye on that one? How's Bitcoin doing? Yeah, pretty similar to that. So you're probably going to see some moves similar to the Bitcoin on that one. But nice move on Riot today. YouTube today, PFE. Thanks for tuning in. PFE, yeah, nice engulfing candle right here. Not fully bullish engulfing, but I like how it conquered the real body today. We talked about this yesterday. Right, we're like, okay, this thing looks like it's holding pretty well right here. Let's even get above a couple of these yesterday's high, and it did that today with some a little bit of authority there. So that was nice. Right here, inside up, just a nice move on Pfizer today. So great job on that one. AMAT, yep, AMAT looking pretty good, right? So it's going to be gapping up tomorrow. So over these levels, just kind of see how it handles these pivots up here. So that could be an interesting one. Ankit, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, doing good. Okay, yeah, so let's take a look at Boeing. So Boeing, I'm kind of bullish on it because today's price action, right? It was starting to break down yesterday, but the one thing we wanted to see is how it held this candle, right? And what it did today is it filled the gap nicely and pushed up with some good volume today, right? Epic move today, right? This is another strong one right here, inside 15 up right at the lows. We have a member who shorted it at the open with us as we were on the market and then bought the dip on it off of that one and got another epic move up. It's amazing. So anyway, big volume today, and a nice push. So let's see if we can get some follow through the upside of those. Still stuck in the triangle, but I like how it held those lows, that filled that gap and held those lows. As for Roku's on my bearish radar, right? So if the market's weak tomorrow, keep an eye on Roku. Inside day today, ended up still down 2 on the day, and right at the bottom of the trend box. So we could, if the market is weak tomorrow, we could see a momentum move to the downside on Roku. Let me make sure I add that to the game plan here for tomorrow. Give me 1 second. Yep. So for Friday, Boeing looks bullish. Roku looks bearish. There, AMAT, and we got JD in the morning on earnings. 1 sec. Put one more note in here. Okay, cool, awesome, good, great request right there. So what is going on? I've got so many alerts going off. I guess I don't know. Maybe old alerts are triggering through. Sometimes Thinkorswim does that. Okay, yeah. So good one on Roku there. Intel. Let's take a look. INTC. So Intel's been trying to be strong, right? It's been trying to be really strong, right? It's been having some epic moves in the morning, right? They keep on trying this one, right? So today, huge down move, but yesterday, big up move on that one, right? The other day, strong up move at the open, right? The other day, strong up move at the open. They keep on trying to be strong at the open, and not the one day they have a down move at the open, it ends up like really kind of shooting to the upside, which is hilarious. But anyway, big move today, bounced off the cloud, strong candle here today, good volume. So let's see if it can still continue working its way up. But it is definitely range bound, so just be careful with that. Okay, so it's got its own trend box it's dealing with here. Good. And then Beyond, up 90 cents today, inside day, kind of meh. Right, it's been given a couple strong moves occasionally. Right, today it gave a couple nice pops here, and then it was like, just back down again. So it's been a little bit trickier. See how it handles those inside day levels. It's getting pretty wild. People are trying to trade it, but it could be a tricky one. JP Morgan, beautiful move today. Bullish engulfing candle. I like it. I like the volume. It just was just a great move today, inside 15 up, and then this huge, nice, beautiful pullback right here, and then it's launched again. Very strong today on JP Morgan. The banks were just strong today. And we'll see if we get some follow. They could give some follow through in tomorrow too. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in, Cortez, Billy. Let's take a look. Nice move there, Billy. Don't lose my number. Earnings coming up here on the 18th. Big lower shadow today is continuing to work its way up. It's a tricky one to trade. Spreads can be all over the place on the options, but definitely a strong candle today. I like how they held those lows, but just a crazy move today just to wipe out any stops that were below yesterday's candle, and then they brought it back up. MDB, double inside day, so let's see if that could hold and try to give you a breakout off of that inside day. I do like how we looked at this not too long ago, guys, and we saw this. We see this on like Pacey. We looked at a couple of these sideways geometric lines right here. Once you get those breakouts, there's some good volume, right? You get a nice drift up off of that one. So that looked really good, guys. Fantastic. And what else? Good. Thanks, Cortez. Good stuff. J-Moss, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. ATVI. I try to tell you guys, this is a tough one to swing because it gets crazy, right? You get these couple nice breakout candles and it starts messing with you. It's a tough one to trade, but it does have some nice moves at the open. Sometimes it can give you some powerful moves, powerful reversals right here, and then other times it's just like today. I gave you a powerful move down. That was about it. I gave you kind of a triple bottom here today. So let's see how it holds. It held the ADMA on that one, and then PFE was just epic. We've been talking about that for a couple days, so I really like how they bought the dip on that one. Look, here's one of those downward trend lines right here. Nice move on that. But just a beautiful price action day after it reheld the 15 orb and kind of worked its way up today. A little bit choppy back and forth, but steady move up for all intents and purposes. So good stuff. Robin, what's going on? Good evening, and hey, Mom, hey, Yvonne. I hear she checks it in the morning, right? So hey, Yvonne. So hope you're doing well. So good stuff. So so let's take a look at Apple. Yeah, nice move there. So let's, it held the ADMA here today. Oh, there's all our go-to list key levels there. So let's get these up here. So nice hold of the upward trend line today. It's really still kind of in this, this channel here to the upside. It barely dripped below it today. So let's see if we can get some strength out of Apple tomorrow. They've been making it not easy on it, right? It's some really sloppy price action today. It wasn't until the end of the day where it really got its final spike. So that was a good one there. And then Baba. Yep, held the cloud there, bounced off it pretty well, and it looks like you got a nice little tight 821 EMA right here, which it closed above too. So let's see if we can get some upside follow through on that one. Good stuff. Dazzling Sensation, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's Nvidia. Golly, these semiconductors get strong intraday. Big inside day candle today, but what a move at the end. Look how tight it got here, guys. Look at that triangle right there. See ya. Chop, 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 chop. Have a good day. Wow. Nice move on that one today. Big inside candle on that one. So keep an eye on the highs and lows of today for potential levels of support and resistance going into tomorrow. Microsoft, Mr. Softy, pulled back a little bit. Was breaking down nicely this morning, and then ended up holding its. Ended up holding the 21 EMA today and gave a nice bounce off of that today. So it was starting to work its way down here this morning. Nice inside 15 down. Couldn't get any follow through off of that. Chop, chop, chop. See ya at the end of the day, just like Nvidia. So nice candle today. Decent candle, decent volume. So looking pretty interesting on that one. Twilio. Inside day on this one, still holding up pretty well from earnings. So definitely some nice strength on that one. And then AMD, again, same thing as Nvidia today. Just epic strength. Big inside day. But wow, did they buy the dip on this one here today? Take a look at this. Look at that. Wow. Not even a triangle on this one. Just a big move here out of the this range, and just a huge move. Nice up after hours too. So strong move on Nvidia on the semiconductors today. Great stuff. Yeah, my pleasure, Thomas. Or not, my pleasure, Destination. Sorry, skip it rather. Yeah, my pleasure, Destination. Cool one. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. Thomas, what's going on? Good evening. AAXN for the gap fill. Let's take a look. It's definitely, this is one you looked at yesterday, so nice job on this one. Nice follow through. I like the shooting start, and then another shooting start. It really moved down off of that. They held the 21 EMA on that one, so just see if we break down below these lows right here. If we do, then that gap fill is possible. So looking good there. Otherwise, you got that closing gap above that might want to test. Good, nice one. Kim, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Cool one. QCOM. And Vive. QCOM, nice move up there. Got right to the 200-day moving average to see if that if it can get above that. Right, otherwise it might be a potential resistance level. Vive just slow, grindy, chopping its way up here. Goodness gracious! Last time we looked at it was there. Still, it's like when these ones move up with red candles, it makes it even harder. It did hold the 80 EMA, and it's kind of right at the trend line right there. So see if we can get some strength over today's highs. So good stuff. Kim, APT. Let's take a look. So APT, nice breakout candle today. Finally. So that's looking pretty good. I want to put that on the bullish radar tomorrow. I meant to look at that one at the close today, but it had a really epic move intraday today. Just move up that right there, right? Consolidate a little bit and then give one more breakout. But if you're kind of watching these things, right? Nice little triangle move right here off the 80 MA on that one. So good stuff there. AMD, yep, just looking at this one here. So big inside day today. Drifting up after hours. See how it holds its inside day levels and getting another move up. And then SQ. SQ is really strong, guys. I like this one. This is on the bullish radar for tomorrow as well. Just a super strong day today. The price action today, pretty decent, right? Nice little pullback, and then gave a couple another one up. I mean, it was you had to catch a couple of the big moves, but it really was strong into the end of the day there on SQ. And what else? When was the right time to get into APT today? Knew you had to make 14 support and take out 1475. Been watching for 4 days. All that volume came in at 1245 candle. You did nothing. I know it happens. It happens. I know. It's the worst. You're stalking these things, and the big move happens, right? Because we've been stalking this one here, right? We've been getting a lot of questions on this one for days, right? It's just been so tight, trying, just tight. And today was the day, the move right there. So a couple things you could do is, right, is look for this level, right? This geometric line breakout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to the 15-minute chart, and I'm going to pull up that level. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. Okay? So that was, this represents that geometric level right here on the daily. Okay? So here, you're kind of still in the chop zone, but until you get and confirm above that, right, it's still working its way up. Now, could you have gotten in here? This is the place to do it, right? If you're stalking this thing, nice triangle right here, give you a nice inside 15 pullback, right? And we confirmed out of the triangle, and that's where to get in right here on the momentum move up. That's the first place, and your target is the top of that geo line. And in fact, that's probably would have been an okay place to get out, right? Because it pulled back, it rejected that line, and if you made that move from here to here, that's still a good trade, right, on a penny stock, right? So it's a nice move there. And then here is this craziness, right? It's tough, right? So you go in here, upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow, right? You can kind of go back. If you go back to the 5-minute chart, I mean, this is not easy. This is some sloppy price action in here. So really, the move was right there. Basically, good volume came in on the triangle breakout, and then you just benefit from this move. And if you held through that, you can take that one and then just get out somewhere like 50% of the range. Just let it do its thing for the rest of the day. It's a sloppy trading stock, but that's where to do it, is to get in early. And by tracking it, if you're tracing it, got your triangles up, inside 15, up, triangle breakout, good volume, increased volume, and then see ya. Yeah, you gotta be on. You just gotta be watching. I know, you just gotta be watching. It's a tough one, but anyway, that's why we put our geometric levels on ones that we're watching. Always put those levels up. Always draw your chart patterns. Cloud guy, what's going on? Good evening, DDD, Triple D, 3D printing. Let's see, 1 second. 3D systems. All right. Looks like it held some levels right here. It's basically held this what looks like a Morningstar reversal candle. So there's a nice pullback right here. Good hammer, good volume. See if it can continue to push its way up. Maybe get back up to the cloud there for you. And then WFC, also an epic reversal today. Epic. Real body engulfing off of today. I mean, still downtrending, but huge move today, guys. Wells Fargo was the one that squeezed first thing this morning. Incredible stuff here. I mean, move sideways at the 15-web high, boom. So I gave you that big move today. So let's see if you get some follow through the upside. Otherwise, it's still below its ADMA and the 21. YouTube day. What's the difference between the 10-minute MACD and the 10XC? I think you'd have to message me in the private Twitter on that one. Ryan, NVIDIA. Let's take a look. All right, so NVIDIA inside day. And let's see if it could break to the upside and get going. I mean, it was just a strong candle today, and a nice move up there as it's already up over its today's high. So let's see if it gets some continuation into tomorrow. Very, very strong. It looks like it really wants to make another attack at the all-time highs. Asif, what's going on? VTIQ, is this thing done yet? A little bit. I mean, what an epic move on this. When you see this stuff happening, right? Big volume. Okay, maybe. Big volume right here. Maybe it gets to those highs. Okay, this one, yeah. Oh, I got over those highs again. And then that was just kind of it right there. So that was your parabolic move. Inside day at the low end of this shadow right here. So watch for a breakdown below there. It might come back and retest that 2193-ish level. Amazing stuff. INS, IIPR. Breakdown here, nice triangle right here, and then just kind of drooping down out of that triangle there. Lower shadow right here, really tricky stuff. So again, for me, I would just try to wait to see if we can get back above the cloud on that one. ERI. ERI. Getting pretty tight right here. Remember, we had this triangle breakout here for a nice move, right? So it's still kind of holding these levels, right? It's pretty range bound by that last move up. So let's see if we can get above those highs right there, and then see if we can continue to work its way up on El Dorado. And then Chef. Oops, Chef. Like an old movie. Okay, so yeah, Chef's Warehouse. That was the geometric line we looked at last time. I tried to get below it here today and held back above it. So just continue to watch it, see if we can close either below the lows or if it continues to work its way up. With more restaurants open it up, things like that. So we'll see. Just keep an eye on those candles. Ankit, so what does an inside day candle indicate? How do you trade inside day candle? Yeah, so inside day candles basically mean nice. What they are is they're pause candles. They show indecision in price, right? So price here, you have a nice candle right here, right? We're moving down, right? So at this point here, you're like, okay, are we going up or are we going down? Right? So if we break above those highs, there's a chance we might be reversing off it, but we break below those lows, price has decided which way it wants to go. So here you can see we gap below it, and sometimes you get momentum moves below it, right? Here, inside day, are we done with the move? Yep, we're done with the move. We gave a nice move up. Here, a little bit move down. Here, a little sideways, but it doesn't always move off of it. You did get a gap down off of it, right? So you got to look and make sure you're trending. Here you had a big move up. Did it want to pause and go up any farther? Nope, came back down, right? So the other day, inside day, nope, back down, right? So it's a kind of a nice pause area, and it gives you an opportunity to find some entries in the direction of a trend or to see if there's a reversal going on. Good stuff. The Nest APT, it finally did it. I know, it was awesome. Good stuff. So, I would expect some follow through on the APT. Let's see if it does that. Heather, what's going on? Good evening. Robin already got to Apple. I know, exactly. It was a good one. So we can take another look at it, though. Holding the trend line, right? And holding the ADMA. So still being Apple, right? Doing its thing there. Sujay, what's going on? SPLK. SPLK back above the ADMA right here. So again, I like it. Looking bullish, right? We talked about it. Possibly tagging its moving average right here or going sideways to it. That's where we had those drawn. So looks like we're bouncing off of right here. So see if we can get some more upside off of that one. TDG. Looks like it is trying to break out of the triangle right here. It's a volume. Got a little bit of downside follow through today, and then expanded the triangle for you. So you got this going on right now. So see how it holds these levels, and then hopefully you're gonna break out to the upside. This thing try to work its way up the cloud on that one. Good stuff. Cool one is Cucumber rising wedge and 200 SMA resistance. Let's take a look. Yeah, so definitely 200 resistance right there. Rising wedge, yeah, kind of ish, right? You can kind of go like this ish. Kind of rising wedge-ish, right? So yeah, so if it breaks, if it can't get over the 200-day, you can sure see a reversal off of it, right? You can get like another geometric line right here. If you break down below there, it might come back and test the cloud. Ryan, do you ever trade SPX or always SPY? Yeah, so SPX, I used to trade it a lot more often when the spreads weren't like $3, or more. Like, what are the spreads today on SPX? Let's take a look. SPX. Yeah, I just haven't messed with it since the volatility got up. It's just too crazy, right? Too much risk. But let's take a look and see. You can make just as much money on SPY. You just got to add some more contracts on it. You're typically 10 contracts on SPY is equivalent to 1 contract on SPX. Data's taking a little bit longer to go in. A lot of volume is decreasing too on the SPX. It's still okay. Yeah, dollar spreads, $1.50 spreads, $3 spreads. Can't do it. Too much risk. Too much risk. You got $2 spread. You get ticked for 1 tick, and then it takes you out $2. 2 later, you're down $400 on just a silly trade. Not worth it, right? SPY a lot more liquid, a lot more smoother, better spreads these days. SPY was a little bit nasty when the volatility was really bad back here, but SPX was just trash. Still is. But once they calm down a little bit and you get those spreads back down to 10, 20 cents, SPX is a great one to trade. You can get some huge moves off of it. Michael, work. Let's take a look. Yeah, Boeing was a beaut today for sure. Work doing pretty good right here. Nice big inside day. I like how it's holding these breakout levels. So let's see if Work can do an inside day up tomorrow for some Friday fun. Robin, hey Heather. Yep, exactly. Michael, is it use orbs in the 1 minute or 5 minute as effectively as the 15 minute? The answer to that is not really. It depends. It just all depends. Some people do. Right, so you go to SPY, right, you can kind of go here. The 15 orb is really like a big line in the sand for macro trading, right? You would use the 1 minute if you're looking to scalp at the open, right? And even that's a little bit risky because the reversals are so heavy, right? So, SPY here on the 15, again, I think this is a bad tick right here, but it gives you a really good line in the sand for the rest of the day, right? But if you drop it down to the 5 minute, right? If you drop it down, this is showing the 15 orb right here, right? This is your range that you're dealing with, right? And again, I think this is a bad tick right here. And you can still use it, right? You got your 5 minute breakdown right there, but it's it can be challenging, right? Because you can have bigger moves to the upside and the downside, and then kind of go with there. But certainly, if you make it a part of your trading plan, the 1 minute, here, is even tougher, right? 5 minute maybe you could play with, but here's your 1 minute right there. I mean, you can get a scalp to the upside on a 1 orb break, right? But for the most part, this is pretty rough here. On the rest of the day. It's a cool level. I mean, it did hold here. You had a nice little cup and pattern off of it, right? Retested those levels and worked its way up. But it would take a lot of focus to keep that 1 orb in mind. So typically the 1 is used for scalp trades at the open. 5 minute is something you could consider. Sometimes you could find some nice candlestick setups around the 5 minute. I know some folks that do like to trade that successfully, and we look at it too. But we don't use the orb level throughout the intraday period, right? Because you get a lot more perspective off of the 15. But yeah, you can do whatever you want. So the 15 just gives you a lot of clarity for the rest of the day. So Ankit, yeah, my pleasure. That's why I do it. Try to help people out and just to improve people's lives and hopefully hopefully help folks improve their trading too. So that's the idea right there. Yeah, always something new. Yep, and then sometimes even just my rants, like you can pick up some stuff too. A lot of people like just to listen for the rants. I'll throw out some insights in there, and not even know. So good stuff there. Robin, yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much. Have a great night. My pleasure, guys. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's been a great week, great discussion on the VWAP this week. Looking forward to seeing you guys Sunday night for some brand new topics and chart requests as we go into the following week. But in the meantime, we got one more trading day left, so I hope everybody has a great night. And yeah, definitely on that. So I hope everybody has a great night, and stay healthy out there, everybody. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.